Whee!
I have found my daughter's
I th-
charity shop headphones.
I thought you were going to come back with like a giant pair of pink unicorn earphones or
No,
something.
that's
That's weird.
disappointing.
Welcome to the Other People's Kids podcast. A podcast about my dad and his friend Andy's adventures in fostering and adoption. Happy Father's Day.
Andy, so this morning I was putting the bins out first thing, and I got chatting to the bin man. But I don't know if you call him bin man anymore. Waste person, waste collection operative. And he was saying that apparently when you become a bin man, you don't get any training. I was
No?
quite surprised. Yeah. Yeah, apparently they just pick it up as they go along. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Joseph. How are you? How's your week been?
It's been a good week. I've been traveling around with work, and this morning I was reading about Dad Month. Did you read this morning?
No, Dad month.
So one of the political parties are proposing that if they get into power, they're going to change paternity, the 2 weeks, to a Dad Month. So you
Oh,
get a
that's
whole
good.
month, which is pretty cool. Sadly, it's the Lib Dems, so it's unlikely to ever happen.
I
But I thought it was good.
was going to say we are creeping into very political times, aren't we, with the election coming up? So this is pre-election bants.
It is, and I think it kind of reminds me that of our mission in this pod, not to be too political.
Yes, we shall stray away from it.
We're focusing on the positives of fostering and adoption. Andy, and how was your week?
I think I've had a good week. I can't remember what I've done. I've done some work, played cricket last night. No croquet this week, though.
No croquet. Any crochet?
No, I used to knit. Do you remember I used to knit as a teenager?
I remember you would do anything possible to attract females, so I can imagine trying to knit might
I
be an attempt.
don't think that ever works. My great auntie used to teach me, so it wasn't a really girl pulling line. What do you think of my earphones,
I like
headphones?
I love your headphones. They're great.
These are my 12-year-old daughter's headphones, so they're a little small.
They're a good
But,
look.
they're a good
My
look.
my son crochets. He makes scarves and blankets. He's a
Okay.
big crochet. It's quite a trendy thing now, I think.
Your older son or younger son?
Younger son.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast today. It's great to have you here if you are our listeners. So the plan for today, Andy, is we are doing a special Father's Day podcast.
Happy Father's Day, Joe.
Happy Father's Day, Andy.
Who is your daddy?
We're going to do a few things. We're going to do a Father's Day quiz.
Yes.
So we've got 5 questions for each other. So
Mhm.
listeners can join in and have the fun of a quiz. Father's Day related are your questions?
Yes, they're all father related.
Good. We're also going to do a bit of reflection on what it means to be a dad and our own dads. And we're going to do some puns at some point, aren't we? A bit of Father's Day dad jokes.
Bad dad jokes. Yeah.
Bad dad jokes.
Yeah.
So shall we start, Andy, with our Father's Day quiz?
I'm really excited. How do we determine who goes first?
We could flip a coin like last week. Or we could do finger paper scissors. Finger paper scissors. What was it?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. I think we should do rock, paper, scissors because that works really well on a podcast.
Okay. What do you do? 1, 2, 3, show.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, show. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2,
2,
3.
3, show.
Show.
Oh, you waited. No,
but I didn't wait. No, it's a delay on Zoom.
Rubbish.
We both did paper for the list. Let's go again. We did best of 3. No, it's this boring. So
Just do one.
One and done. 1, 2, 3, go. You like such a cheat. I won anyway. You waited and then did that anyway. So my paper beats your rock. And so I will ask my questions first then for you.
Go for it. Go for
And
it.
then,
How many
so we'll
questions?
do 5 questions. We'll go through them fairly quickly and then we'll go through the answers.
Okay.
And
I
we'll
need
see
to.
who gets the most.
So, okay. So, should I write my answers down to your questions then? Or should I answer them as I go?
I haven't put much thought into this, have we? Write them down.
Okay, I'll write them down.
Okay,
I'll
number
write
one.
them down. Okay.
Who played the father in the 1991 American comedy film Father of the Bride? He looks confident.
Got it. Yep.
Number two. Which dad famously said he would always eat dinner with his family 5 days a week, no matter how busy he was?
What era is that from?
What era?
Well, yeah.
The modern era.
The modern
The
era.
modern era.
AD,
Post dinosaurs.
post Christ.
Yeah. Modern. 3. What is the name of Simba's dad in The Lion King? Number 4. Which famous dad named his first daughter Apple? 5th question. Who famously had a child called Pebbles? And have you got your answers?
Yes.
Okay, so number 1. Who played the father of the bride in the film Father of the Bride?
Steve Martin.
Correct. Very good. That's
Tick.
1 point. Number 2. Which dad famously said he would eat dinner with his family 5 days a week, no matter how busy he was?
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, you're kind of on the right lines.
George W. Bush.
No, too late.
Bill Clinton.
No, Barack Obama.
Oh, fair
Barack
play.
Obama, legend. A real president. Number 3. Oh, no politics. Number 3. Who played the... Oh. What did I say number 3 was?
So I could do with lions.
No. Oh, what is the name of Simba's dad in The Lion King?
All I can think of was Baloo, but that's the monkey or bear from
That's
Jungle
the bear
Book.
in Jungle, but no, it's Mufasa.
Oh, yeah.
I
all right.
love The Lion King. Then number 4. Which famous dad named his firstborn daughter Apple?
Chris Martin.
Very good.
Martin
Oh,
Feeney.
how many have you got right so far?
I got 2 out of 4 so far, but
2.
I've got the last one right.
And then the final question is, who famously had a daughter called Pebbles?
It's either Fred Flintstone or Barney Rubble.
Which one?
I'm going to go for
You can't dual
Pebbles and-
answer, just one.
Pebbles and Bam Bam, wasn't it?
You
Pebbles
have
and
to
Bam
commit to
Bam.
it. Commit to it.
Which I'll go Fred Flintstone.
Correct.
Yes.
Well done. Is that
3 out of
4?
5. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 to beat. Okay. So,
Okay, so your
Pebbles'
quiz,
turn.
Father's Day themed questions.
Let me just get in the. I
Oh.
just need to get in the mode. Right, I'm going to get in the beast mode. Is that the guy on the chase? The beast?
Yeah,
He's really skinny, isn't he now?
yeah, very
He's goes to
skinny.
work. Mark something. Right. Okay, I'm ready.
You ready for your
Stretching.
Father's Day questions? So,
Bring it.
question number 1: what country does not celebrate Father's Day? Is it Cuba, Nigeria, Bangladesh, or Japan?
Oh man.
So, which one of those countries does not celebrate Father's Day?
Okay, I got my answer.
Question 2: according to the Guinness World Record people, what was the age of the oldest ever recorded father? So, how old was he?
Multiple choice?
Okay.
These
give
are
you-
way harder than mine.
Okay. 82, 92, 102.
So the oldest father, so the oldest person who happened to be a dad.
Who's fathered a child?
At the age at which they fathered the child.
Yes.
Birth or conception?
I don't know.
There's a
82, 92, 102.
lack of research here. I'm going to go 82. Oh, I've written my answer.
82.
Number 3.
Number 3, slightly political.
Ooh.
How many children does Boris Johnson have?
Oh, I'm sure that's a bit unknown, isn't it?
Well,
Is that what they think he has?
I've found 3 sources with the same number.
3 sources, did you, Andy? Okay, I've got my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, another political question. What's the nickname for either the oldest or long-serving male MP in the House of Commons?
What?
What's the nickname given to the oldest or sometimes the longest-serving continuously MP in the House of Commons? Not Lords, Commons.
Okay, got it.
And last question, question number 5. What colour robe does Father Christmas wear in Russia?
Oh, for goodness sake. I guess it would be blurry because he's Russian. That's good. That's good. Got to
Good
get
dad.
it.
So question number 1. Which
Oh.
country does not celebrate Father's Day, Joe?
Okay, I'm going to say Japan.
Incorrect. Bangladesh.
For goodness sake. Okay,
You said for the age of the oldest ever father, you said 82.
I did.
That's wrong. It's 92.
But
How many-
conception, birth.
Still, wait, he was called Les Coley and he's from Australia.
Wow, it's quite impressive.
How many?
92.
92. Fair play.
Wow.
How many children from 3 separate sources does Boris Johnson have?
5.
8.
Whoa, does he?
8 children.
Wow.
What's the nickname for the oldest serving or longest reigning male MP in the House of Commons called? What's the nickname for him?
Old man.
Father of the House. How did you not
Oh.
know that?
What a bit. How do I not know that? Why would I need to know that?
It's a common thing.
Is that a common thing? Oh, it's not old man.
What colour does Father Christmas wear in the country of
Oh,
Russia?
Blue.
Yes.
Is it? Hey, yay, 1 mark.
So that's 1 out of 5. How many did I get?
You got 3 out of 5, but I feel like we need an outside
I-
person next time to do our quiz to
So I
level
won.
the questions.
Okay. What's
Mine
wrong
were
with my
about
questions?
kids' programs and movies that everyone's seen, and yours are about Japan. No, not even about Japan.
Bangladesh. Well, to be honest, I did forget we were doing this up to about half an hour ago, so I had to quickly Google some.
So well done, Andy. Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
win.
Good quiz. Sound
Good
effects.
quiz.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we thought, as it's Father's Day this week, we would reflect a bit on what it means to be a dad.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you want to go first, or should
Why
I
don't
go
you go
first?
first? You should go
I'll
first.
go first. So yeah, so just briefly thinking about what it means fatherhood means to me. I think I've changed. I think as the years go by, being a dad, I more and more realise that the role of dad and mum aren't that dissimilar. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, dad's very different to mum. And yes, there is differences, but ultimately you are just a parent doing your best to care for that child, ultimately. And I think for me, I think I've realised that being there is the most important thing. You know, I've gone through bits of my life where I thought I need to earn loads of money, I need to have this amazing career so that my boys think I'm amazing, or I need to give them the best holidays, etc. But I think ultimately my role, I think, as a dad is to be there for them. So not just physically be there, like in the room, but also emotionally and mentally there as well. So I think that's the best gift we can give our kids, is to be there for them. You know, so, and I know for some dads with jobs and, you know, working away and the shift work and things like that, that's actually not possible. Or if you're in a family where you've separated, you're not always going to be there with them in terms of hours. But it's about when you are with them, really committing to being present in that moment. I think is really important. And also when you're not physically with them, being with them through that messaging, you know, telling them you're thinking about them, taking interest in their lives and their school. So I think that's become a really important part of me being a dad. And I was also just thinking about what we do, and something in our family talk about a lot is just because. So when we do something nice for our kids, or we have a celebration or give them sweets or something, we'll often say, oh, it's just because we've always been very careful about not linking giving things to them or recognizing that we love them with their performance, that if they're good they get treats, if they're bad they don't, that sort of thing. And we've always said, oh, just because we love you, because we want, you know, them to feel that they're loved by me as their dad because of who they are, not because of what they've done. And that's always been a big thing for me, in helping them know that, you know, they're loved regardless of what they do, which I think makes them feel safer in talking to me about things. And yeah, how about you?
Well, I was going to ask a few questions. So how does like the foster children in your home on Father's Day, what does that kind of look like? Is it a weird day for those foster kids? What happens?
It can be a little bit odd, but generally what we do is we support them if there's a dad sort of in their lives, to send them a card, to send them a message or whatever, or make something for them, send them a present. And so we talk about their dad in a positive way if we can. And then they also will sort of join in maybe making a card for me. And we don't make too much of a thing about it. It really depends on the child. I remember when there was a little girl we looked after during lockdown for over 2 years, who went to live with her aunt and uncle, who was still very much in touch with. And it wasn't long after she left, it was Father's Day, and she sent me a Father's Day card, and it was probably the best thing that's ever happened. So this emotion is a big thing for me. Because as a foster carer, it's very different, obviously, from adoption. For you are the father, you're their dad now, you're filling that role. For foster care, it's almost like you are in a temporary way, whilst they need it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to. So I kind of feel like I have a sort of a father's heart for all the children we fostered, whether they're with us or not. Even after they've gone, you still feel that connection, that wanting them to be safe, to care for them. And for the children we've stayed in touch with, we've been able to do that a bit, and it's been lovely.
You're like a foster daddy, like a foster
Yeah,
dad-ish.
it's a tricky one because as foster carer, you are filling a sort of a professional role, so you're not strictly speaking parents, and you have to be
Mm,
quite careful to keep that distinction, especially when you've got children going back to birth parents and things like that. But they need positive role models, don't they? Children
mm,
need positive role models of men, of women in their life.
mm. I like what you said about just being emotionally and physically available for your children. And I remember something that someone told me once that when you get into teenager years like you are, and our children start asking for lifts like
Mm,
constantly, and you can quite naturally get a bit hacked off wanting just to drive the children around all the time. But he was telling me actually those moments of the child being in the car he really valued, because actually it was a time during the day or the week that it would actually open up and talk to them,
mm.
because I imagine teenagers spend a lot of times in their rooms watching their screens a lot, and actually FaceTime might be limited. And he was saying don't shy away from being the taxi dad, because that's a really valuable time.
Yeah, it's kind of that doing a shared thing. Like you both need to be in the car, but you're both looking forward. So it takes away that intensity of a face-to-face conversation that actually can sit next to each other, have some music on, and then no, I've had really good chats with my boys who are both teenagers now, whilst
Yeah.
driving around, and it is frustrating to drive them everywhere. But you're right, it's making the most of those opportunities because it won't be long, before they're off into the world. And that's the other thing I think about when I'm parenting my boys. I'm kind of parenting the man in them, thinking one day
Mm,
they're going to might be a parent. They will have to get jobs and have responsibility, and kind of preparing them for that.
mm,
Just not long ago my youngest son held my hand when we were walking along, and I sort of thought, I'm not sure this will ever happen again. And
mm.
I got really upset,
Oh,
because it's just, so I tried to make the most of it, and rather than sort of pushing it away or thinking, oh, you're a bit older now, you're in
yeah.
secondary school, it's more like, well, this is lovely.
My daughter refuses to hold my hand now.
Does she? she
Yeah,
she might do again someone. Make the
she
most of it when
might.
she does.
Yeah, she might do.
It's lovely.
So Father's Day for me as an adopted dad, yeah, it's brilliant. I really enjoy it, and just being a general dad, I really love. I've always wanted to be a dad,
Hmm.
so to fulfill that has been like a life ambition, I guess. And I've been reflecting on it, and I don't think I would feel any different if I had biological children versus my adopted children. It's
Hmm.
exactly the same feeling. I don't think I love them any less or view them differently any less or more. So it can be an interesting kind of concept, because they're aware of their we call it like tummy daddy and
Hmm.
tummy mummy. So they're aware of their older previous biological family. Then they're in their foster placement. So they had that kind of father figure and that foster parent placement, and now they're with forever family, forever dad. But I love it. I mean, the day itself, I may get a homemade card, and that's about it. I don't get a lie-in nor a cup of tea, anything like that. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
don't. Yeah,
and this year, what's happening on Father's Day, which is really important.
it's England's first game of the Euros, isn't it?
England's first game. I think it's in the evening. I think it's 8 p.m.
So we
Um,
have a ready-made excuse to put our feet up and have a drink and watch the football.
yes. Will it happen though? We'll have to report back.
I think we will. I think
I
we
don't
will.
think it will happen. But no, I really enjoy it. I love being a dad.
Mm,
I think, yeah, I would say, maybe adding on your point, that the role of mum and dad are virtually the same. I think naturally when I think of our family setup, there are different roles we play. I
mm,
think I'm more kind of rough and tumble, and the missus is a bit more rules and discipline, where I'm a bit lax about that. But I think you probably need that dynamic, and it does swap, that I become rules guy and mum becomes fun mum. So
mm.
it's a bit of a fluid arrangement.
I think
But
it
yeah.
puts, 'cause my concern is that it can put pressure on dads to feel that there's these very distinct, dad roles. Like you
Mm,
must be the provider and protector and all this stuff, which I think is good. But I think both parents do it really in different ways. And I've just seen other guys kind of struggle under the pressure, feeling that they have to work all those extra hours and sacrifice time with their children just because they've got to earn more money, because they've got to have a
yeah.
bigger house or got to go on that holiday. And I always feel it's a bit sad. I think, time with your children is the most important thing.
So I think we're both in agreement that we don't like the Peppa Pig like version of the dad. Like dad is stupid dad.
Yeah,
I,
Homer
I think
Simpson one, isn't it? Yeah, that sort of
I
yeah.
think in the last 10, 20 years, there's been a caricature of what the father is, like silly, stupid, fat dad, can't get anything
Mm.
right.
Mm.
So we don't like to promote that
Yeah,
propaganda in our house.
I remember one of the first ever Peppa Pig episodes I saw. It was hilarious. I think Daddy Pig was told by Mummy Pig, because he can't think for himself or have any agency, was told, "Oh, can you hang these pictures up while I'm at work?" Which is great. Mummy Pig goes to work. It's good modeling of different roles and things. And he ends up smashing the whole wall of the house down trying to put this picture up. And of course, Mummy Pig comes up, "Oh, silly Daddy," and then she has to get her builder friends, and they all build it and fix it all. And it's like, "Stupid Daddy."
Yeah,
Um, it's true, isn't it? It's negative. I think sometimes we get a bit of a hard rap, really.
hard press, definitely.
So no Peppa Pig.
No Peppa Pig,
It
please.
is quite funny though. Bluey's
Yeah.
better. I think Bluey's quite nice in terms of representing fatherhood and
I
like the
haven't really got
bond.
into Bluey. I think Bluey's on Disney Plus, so we haven't got Disney Plus, so we haven't watched it.
Sure, it's on CBeebies as well.
If you're listening, Disney Plus, I'm open for
A free
freebies,
sponsorship
sponsorship opportunity.
for our partners, Disney Plus. Oh man. Um, so kind of further on the kind of Father's Day theme, then, just thinking briefly about our own experiences of our dads. If I think about the experience of my dad, as I've mentioned before, was a foster carer. I've always appreciated his kind of commitment to his family. So he worked, long hours. I remember in the storm of 1985, was it? I was very young at the time. But he sort of worked 3 nights in a row, just sort of worked 3 solid days because he was a linesman for electricity board.
Mm.
And I just remember his commitment to kind of working to provide for us a family, because we never had loads of money. And I remember another time when I was in a toy shop. I think I was buying, or he'd taken me to buy a Master System game. Do you remember Sega Master System?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Fantastic, like a little cartridge. It was probably like Alex the
Mm.
Kid or something. And we're in the queue, and there was a mum in front of us with a child a bit younger than me, and the child was sobbing, was really upset. And we could see that I think the mum didn't have enough money for this particular toy that he wanted. It was more expensive than she could afford. And I remember vividly my dad getting a £10 note and just slipping it to her sort of subtly, so she had enough money. And I just like, this kind of thing my dad would do quite often. He's just a very kind person. He's just very,
Mm.
he wouldn't seek for attention, but he's just generally very kind, and very kind towards children, particularly. So especially through fostering. So the other memory I have is they fostered the boy they fostered the longest, and still sort of very much part of his life and supporting him. He's a man now. I remember, maybe 10, maybe he was approaching 18 or something, and he'd been with them since he was about, I think, 10. And I remember watching a video from a Christmas of his first Christmas with my parents, and we were at a family thing, and he was playing, and just watching my dad sort of tearing up watching him, and his pride was amazing, just in the pride he had in this young boy and how he sort of grown and become a man. I thought it was
Mm.
really lovely.
Well, that's lovely. And you just celebrated his 70th birthday?
He did. He's 70. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy
70 years old.
birthday.
Yeah, so we had a little party for him at the weekend.
Yeah. Did he enjoy
Lovely.
that? Does he
He
like the
did.
attention?
He did fall asleep halfway through, but he did enjoy it. So we bought him a 70th birthday rose, which I hadn't heard of until my sister mentioned it.
What's
And get,
that?
it's a thing when you're 70, getting a birthday rose. So we got him a special pot. We got him some other bits and pieces, and a
Oh,
70th birthday rose.
I've never heard that before.
No.
Oh.
So how about you, Andy? Sort of positive experiences of your dad and things?
Yeah, so I mean, slightly different. My dad Sally died about 3.5 years ago, so I've not had a dad for that time. But we had a really happy childhood. Me and my brother. I think I knew very much that we were loved by him. I think he was a classic kind of boomer dad. He never ever said it really directly, as I think dads today. I think we just say it all the
Yeah,
time.
all the time.
But I knew deep in my heart the way he acted, the way he looked after us, the way he grafted in his work and provided that role model that he loved me and my brother dearly. And yeah, I think since he has died, that I have lost that kind of father figure. So
Mm,
I think it kind of hit me really hard. And he was someone in my life that every interaction and encounter I had with him was really positive.
mm,
And I was close with him. I wouldn't say I was super close to him, but when he did die, I took it really badly. And I think it
mm,
was that kind of loss of having that person in my life where every single chat engagement with him was really positive and a really happy moment. So I kind of lost that in my life. Equally, it's been really frustrating and annoying because I've got lots of jobs to do around my house, which he would have been really good at doing and fixing for me. So I've had to learn loads of DIY stuff, which has been good for me, I guess, to learn things.
Yeah, your dad, I remember him being very handy.
Yes.
He's often, so often I come around your house, we'd be, I don't know, wearing our baggy clothes, ready to, I don't know, play PlayStation, and he'd be fixing a VCR or
Yeah.
some. A VCR, we'll translate that for any younger listeners. That's a video cassette recorder.
Yeah.
Or a tape player. Yeah, no, because he often give us a lift to places, wouldn't he, as well? I remember being driven around by your dad quite a lot.
Well, I mean, as your dad would, and again, probably from the point I made earlier, probably the only time we would talk to our dads in the teenage years when they were driving us around, maybe.
This is true. Yeah, no, he was a special man. Thanks, Andy. One of my biggest jobs as a dad for me is how I love or how I am towards my wife, their mum. Because I think, regardless of whether you are still with, some listeners might not be in a relationship together with the mother of their child and vice versa, but actually how I relate to her is the primary relationship modeling to my children, whether, foster children when they're in the home with us as well, and also to my boys. Actually, how I respect and love and care for and am patient with and things like that is the primary relationship model they see. So therefore, that will affect how they view relationships in the future. So I've become more and more aware of that. So as my boys are teenagers, they're starting to date and think about relationships. I'm very aware that I need to be a really good role model to them in how I love my wife. So that's my top tip.
Yeah, no, and I would agree with that. And I always promote to our children, but I'm a husband first and a father second.
Yeah. So go away.
Go away.
I'm busy. I'm busy having dinner with your mum. Go away. So shall we do some puns, Andy?
Yes, Joey. Let's do some puns.
Why can't two melons get married?
Don't know.
Because they cantaloupe. Cantaloupe? Cantaloupe? It kind of works. Your turn.
What's brown and sticky?
Stick. Come on, man.
Yeah, stick. That's an old
Come
one.
on. That's GCSE. That's year 6. That's year 6 level. Come on, man. Did you know, Andy, there was a Roman emperor who stopped aging at the age of 19?
No.
His name was Emperor Constantine.
What?
Oh, it's really funny. Did you know there was a Roman emperor who stopped aging at 19? His name was Emperor Constantine.
Oh, he was constantly in his teens.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, it was my slow brain. I went to a shop the other day, Joe, to buy a pair of camouflage pants. But I couldn't find any.
Very good. Very good. I liked it. Why do seagulls fly over the sea? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels.
I had a date last night and it was perfect. Tomorrow I'll have a fig.
Oh, a date is in the. Oh, very good. Sorry, we're not very quick, are we?
No, we're
This
not.
is terrible. How do you woo a farmer's daughter?
With a tractor.
You attract her, not with a tractor. Attract.
Yeah.
Is that you knew the joke? Did you? Attract her.
That's one of my own.
Is that one of yours? Oh, goodness.
What did the police officer say to his belly button?
Oh, I don't know.
Under a vest.
Very good. That's a bit vintage, isn't it?
I've got one more. I've
got one more.
Go ahead.
Did you know, Andy, which country's capital is growing the fastest?
Moscow.
No, it's Ireland, because every day it's Dublin.
That's a good one. I like that.
Have you got any more?
No, I've probably exhausted my list.
So if you have any puns or Father's Day puns, feel free to add them in the comments below if you're on YouTube. It'd be great if you could subscribe and follow our pod on YouTube, because we know that the more subscribers and views we get on YouTube, the more it will share our pod with people who are looking up things like fostering and adoption, which is the people we want to reach. So please do that. Andy, I think that's everything for today.
It's been really good. Have a happy Father's Day.
It's been lovely. I hope you have a happy Father's Day. Perhaps next episode we'll maybe report back on how love was shown to us as fathers on our Father's Day. See who got the best presents.
It'll be you.
I don't know.
My
Bye,
children
everyone.
make little clay pots.
No, I love a clay pot. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like, and follow the podcast. If you want to get in touch, you can email hello@otherpeopleskids.co.uk.
Which bear is the most condescending?
Ooh,
A panda.
that's good. Sorry. Sorry. I thought you were going to say a panda something.
No, a
A
panda.
Oh, a panda. Oh, because you're panda. Oh, a panda.
Let's do that again. Which bear is the most condescending?
Oh, no. Just
A
say it,
panda.
a pan. Oh, panda.
Duh. Yeah.
Oh,
You get it?
I thought we meant panda as into pander to someone.
No.
That
It's
kind of
bear.
works on two. Well, panda, but also you pander to someone.
Yes.
But that's not
yes.
condescending, is it? Oh, this
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
going very
can be.
well.
Happy Father's Day.